Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. On page 56, Atha Devyah Kavacam. Asya Sri Chandi Kavachasya Brahma Rishi Anushtup Chanda Chamunda Devata Amyanyasu Sokta Mataro Bicham Digbanda Devatastatvam Sri Jagadamba Pratyarte Sapta Sati Bhatam Gatvena Chapi Yoga Om Namah Chandikayati Markandeyo Vacha Yaduya Paramamuke Saruracha Karanvinam Yanakashyati Jagadan Me Pruhi Pitamata Brahmo Hacha Asiyutyatmam Vipra Sarvabhuto Prakarakam Devyastu Kavacam Punyam Tatrin Dushma Prakamane Pratmam Sedputricha Dvitiyam Brahmacharini Tritiyam Chandrakandriti Kushman Deti Chaturtikam Panchamam Skandamati Shashtam Katyayani Picha Saptamam Kavaratriti Mahagori Chashtamam Navamam Siddhidatricha Navadurga Pratirtita Ukanitani Namani Ramane Vamakapana Adhyatatyamanastu Chatumate Yatorane Vishane Dirtme Chera Payarta Sharanangata Natesham Jayate Kinchin Asubhadran Shankate Napadam Tashyapashami Shokadukha Vaihantaki Yestu Bhaktya Smitanunam Tesham Priti Vajayate Yetvam Smaranti Devesi Rakshase Tadasamshaya Preta Samsa Tushamunda Bharati Metusasana Aindri Gajasmarra Vaishnavi Gatadashana Maheshwari Visharana Kumari Shikibhana Lakshmi Parmasunadiri Padmahasta Paripika Shweta Rupa Dharadevi Ishwari Rishabhana Brahmiyansa Samarra Sarva Parnabhushita Itetam Aptara Sarva Sarva Yoga Samamita Nana Parana Shobarya Nana Ratnoka Shodhita Vishyamte Ratmarra Deya Akaro Dasmakila Shankam Chakranadan Shaktim Halam Chamusalayatam Ketam Tomarancheva Parasum Patri Vacha Kundayam Tishulamsha Sangamaya Tamutabam Daijanam Deyanasakya Bhaktanam Amagayacham Darayayam Dipanitam Devanam Chakitayade Namaste Su Maharudre Mahagura Rakame Mahabale Mahotsahe Mahaboya Vinashini Trapimam Devi Dusprekshe Tatrunam Boya Pardini Prachyam Rashatu Mamigre Agniyam Api Devata Dakshine Avatuvaradi Narikam Kargadarini Praticham Baruni Rakshe Payavyarika Pakini Udicham Batu Komari Aishanam Sudandarini Ritvam Brahmani Rakshe Adasada Vaishnavi Tatana Evanga Shadisho Rakshe Chamunda Shabhavana Joyave Jagadamatu Vijoya Patu Prishadam Orjitava Parshvitu Dakshine Chaparajita Sikamo Yotini Rakshe Uma Murti Yapasita Maladri Lalaticha Rumo Rakshe Yashasvini Trinitra Chakrubhavadye Yamagata Chanasike Shantini Chakshushamadye Srodaka Kurvasini Kamola Kali Raksha Kalrakshe Karnamuli Shankari Nastikain Skandacha Utroshche Chachartika Adare Chamitakala Tirvayam Chasiraswati Dantan Rakshatu Kumari Kamtadeshi Chutandika Gantikam Chitragantacha Mahamaya Jataruke, Kamanchi Chivukangacheda, Bachame Sarvamangala, Privayam Batrikalicha, Pristabat Seder Nimitarim, Nila Priva Batikante, Nalikan Nalakuberi, Skandayor Kardini Rakse, Pakume Batrikarim, Hasayor Dandi Rakse, Ambika Chakuli Shucha, Nakam Rakse, Rakam Chuleswari Rakse, Kuksho Rakse, Kurleswari, Stana Rakse Nakali, Manashokari Nasini, Rita Devi, Udare Shulakarini, Nabuchakamini Rakse, Kujon Kucheswari Tata, Putana Kamikamiram, Kude Lakisha Pakini, Katyam Bhagavati Rakse, Januni Indya Pasini, Jangi Makamala Rakse, Sarva Kama Pradayini, Gopayorna Singija, Padari State to Tiger City, Padangulis to Sri Rakse, Padastat Talapasini, Nakam Strakamali Shan, Kesam Choy War the Keshidi, Romaku Eshu Koveri, Baki Tata Twacham Baki Swari Tata, Ratabajama Samasyam, Mehi Dam Samsi Parvati, Antrani Kalarapisa, Pitam Chavukateswari, Padmavati Padmakashe, Cafe Chunam Istatan, Twalamukhi Nakatwalam, Abhi Sarvasandishu, Shukram Ramani Merakse, Chahayam Chatreswari Tata, Ahamkaram Banubudim, Rakshami Dharmatarim, Prana Pratapyanam, Udanam Chasamanakam, Vajahasat Merakse, Pranam Kalyana Shobhana, Rase Rupe Chikamdecha, Sabde Sparshi Chigogini, Satwam Rajastamasteva, Rakshinarayuni Sada, Ayam Rakshatu Maraki, Dharma Rakshatu Vaishnavi, Yashkirtin Chalakshmi Cha, Dhanambiryam Chachakrini, Gotramindrani Me Rakshid, Pashume Rakshachandike, Putra Rakshe Mahalakshmir, Bhargam Rakshatu Vairavi, Pandan Sukata Rakshin, Margam Shem Makritata, Rajamari Mahalakshmir, Vijaya Sarvastastika, Rakshadidam Tu Yasanam, Barjitam Kavachenatu, Tasarva Rakshade Devi, Jayanti Pavanasini, Pavanikam Gachetu, Yadichitu Pamatmanaha, Kavachina Ritonitam, Yatragate Vakachati, Tatrata Lavasya, Vijaya Sarvakavika, Yanyam Chitajadetamam, Tam Pradoti Nistitam, Paramis Pergamatulam, Prachati Bhutale Puman, Nirayojayati Marya, Sangramesh Kaprajita, Teloke tu Maribujaha, Kavachina Vitapuman, Idam Devyah Kavacam, Devan Navapidulamam, Yahatate Pradodiyam, Trisanyam Srata Gambika, Dvede Kala Pavitasya, Trilokyasya Prajita, Jive Varsha Satan Sadram, Aparikyu Vipajita, Nasya Vigatyasadeh, Luda Vispotakanika, Stavaranjak Manchevam, Kritrimam Chapyapishan, Abhicharani Sarvani, Manja Yantran Bhutale, Bhutarati Drasiva, Jalajasobadeshika, Sahaja Ulajamala, Dakini Shakini Tadam, Antariksha Charamura, Dakinyasha Kabala, Grahabhuta Pisachacha, Yashikandara Rakshasa, Brahmaraksa Vitala, Kushmanda Vairabhagata, Nasyanti Dashnatasya, Kavatirhi Samstite, Manodati Manirajas, Tejo Priti Karampuram, Yasa Bhagavati Sobi, Kirti Mandita Bhutale, Chapi Sattva Satin Chindi, Kwikwa Kavachampuram, Yahabumandalangate, Saswena Banakanadam, Tavati Sati Yam Sankati Putrapotiki Deyate Paramastaram Yatsuri Rapi Durlabam Prakriti Purushodikam Mahamaya Prasadata Lavate Paramamruham Shirena Sakat Modate Om. And let's return to page 56 and we'll begin to translate. Atha. And now, presenting the armor of the goddess. Presenting the armor of the respected she who tears apart thought, the creative capacity that's Brahma is the seer, understood 32 syllables to the verse is the meter, the slayer of passion and anger, Chamunda is the deity, the establishment of the mother of unity in the body is the seed, that which binds the gods of all the directions is the principle for the satisfaction of the respected mother of the universe. This appendage of the 700 verses is applied in recitation. Om, we bow to the goddess who tears apart thought. Now, we are going to establish the bhava. We're going to establish the energy, the attitude, the feeling of the goddess inside, and then we're going to wear this protective suit of armor. And then we won't allow anybody else's vibration to permeate our armor. Wherever we go, we will become invincible because we are protected. We've got the armor of the goddess all throughout our body. It's a protective shield against anybody's inimical energies permeating our armor. So nobody can change our body. No one is authorized, no one has the capacity to move me from my center. As soon as I put on this kavach, as soon as we wear the armor, we are centered, we are protected, we are guided, we are illuminated, and wherever we go, nobody else's antithetical vibration can permeate our armor. And that's why we're wearing this suit of armor. I mean, we are warriors going into battle. We're going to maintain our center no matter what the circumstances. And now, Markandeya said, and Markandeya said to Brahma, he said, oh grandfather, he's called Pitamaha, the great grandfather. He's the father of all creation. All the creation came from Brahma. So they call him the grandfather, and he's really the great-grandfather. There was also a term used to Bhishma. He was called Pitamaha. But he was Bhishma. He was the grandfather of the Kauravas and the Pauravas, and the Pandavas. The Kauravas and the two families. He was the grandfather of the dynasty. However, Brahma is the grandfather of the creation. So, grandfather, tell me the supreme mystical secret, the one that is not well known, or it's extremely hidden. It's extremely secret. It's a mystery. And you have to find it deeply within yourselves. It's not well known. It's a great mystery. It's deeply embedded within, which affords all protection to all men, and by default, women as well. Everybody, all humanity, anybody who can remember to dress themselves in the morning and put on their suit of armor and go out into the creation and act and interact on behalf of the Divine Mother, they are entitled to all protection, whether male or female. And Brahma Uvacha, he said, the creative capacity said to Markandeya, and by default, Markandeya's children and grandchildren and the descendants, and we get to listen to this supreme mystical secret, and believe me, it's going to change all of our lives. I promise. There is a mystical secret, oh learned one, and you're learned because you asked the question. Grandfather, the Creator says to Markandeya, you are learned because you're smart enough, you're intelligent enough to ask the question. So there is a mystical secret, O learned one, that is beneficial to all existence, the meritorious armor of the goddess. Listen to that, O man of great wisdom, and your descendants and descendants from generation to generation until this mystical secret comes to the Devi Mandir. And we get to share it. First is the goddess of inspiration. And second, the goddess of sacred study. Third is the goddess of the delight of practice, and the goddess of purifying austerity is fourth. Now wait a second, he's giving us a formula here. Because whatever we do in life, whether you want to become a doctor, a lawyer, or an Indian chief, you start with an inspiration. And then whatever turns you on, you learn about. I mean, you start studying about that which you love. You got an inspiration, you started studying, and then third is the delight of practice. It becomes fun to practice my knowledge. Fourth is purifying austerity. So now here I refine that practice until it becomes second nature to me. It becomes my intrinsic nature, it becomes my bhava. It's my skill, it's my talent. I become sadhu, efficient. Fifth is the goddess who nurtures divinity. We become so efficient. We become so inspired. We become so much in love that she's nurturing the divine within us. It becomes a divine action. And sixth is the one who is ever pure. Just don't make mistakes. Seventh is the goddess of the dark night of overcoming egotism. And now here in the action we are so pure, so clear, so effective, so efficient that there's no even I. There's no concept that I am the doer. There's just the action being offered to you. And the goddess of the great radiant light is eighth. What happens when there is no I? We shine. Ninth is the goddess who grants perfection. The 9 Durgas, the relievers of difficulties, have been enumerated, and these names have been revealed by the great soul of the Supreme himself. Brahma told this to Markandeya, who told it to all of us, that, hey, take any inspiration and cultivate that knowledge. Put it into practice and refine the practice until it becomes your sadhana. Become pure and clear and effective in that sadhana. Efficient, you become a sadhu and you nurture the divinity within. No matter what action it is, whether it be cooking, cleaning, chopping wood, or carrying water, we take the same system. No matter what we wish to become in life, we take an inspiration, we see somebody who's doing it, and we say, God, I could do that too. Or I could do something even better than that. Let me start with that as my goal. And that's the inspiration. Now let's learn, study, watch. What did the example perform? What could I do to please that example? What could I do to become like that example? On my first date, I asked my friend, what kind of flowers would you like? What kind of food would you like? What kind of movie would you like to see? Where could I take you to please you, to demonstrate to you the sincerity of my devotion? And if I could do that in a worldly sense, why wouldn't I do that in a spiritual sense? Because I got the inspiration, I cultivated the knowledge, I put it into practice, I refined the practice, I became divine. And then I nurtured that divinity and gave up the darkness of egotism, became one with the great radiant light. And ninth is the grantor of perfection. And these names are united in succession in the path to perfection in every task that we perform. If one is being burned by fire or in the midst of enemies on the field of battle, whenever thoughts are occupied with difficulties or any kind of fear, by taking refuge in the mother, no energetic opposition will conquer that individual, nor injuries in the dangers of battle. I cannot foresee any sorrow, pain, or fear to envelop such a person. Anytime you remember the mother, you are immediately removed from all fear. And all fear is removed from you. You cannot have a thought about the mother and a thought about fear at the same time. Because it's impossible for the mind to contemplate two different things at the same time. You'll focus on one or you'll focus on the other. If you focus on the mother, all the fears vanish. Immediately, she is the remover of all fear. All you have from her is love and blessings and freedom from fear. No matter what the circumstances, if you're in the middle of a fire, you're in the middle of a battle, no matter what the circumstances are, when you think about the mother, you have no fear. No fear. When she is remembered with devotion, all opposition ends and immediately prosperity begins. Immediately. As soon as you think about her, you forget everything else. You must. Otherwise, you're not thinking about her. You're thinking about her in passing. But if you really remember her with devotion, then that is the greatest prosperity. That stream, Shah is the peace, Ra is your mind, E is your heart, and as far as perfect peace in my mind and my heart, here she is. The mother. For those who remember her, the supreme goddess protects them without a doubt. Standing upon the corpse of inner consciousness, that's Shiva, is the slayer of passion and anger, that's Chamunda, this form of Kali, standing on the chest of Shiva, but Shiva is consciousness. He's the watcher, the witness. Kali is nature. She's dancing. She's dancing, trying to get his attention. And Shiva watches. He merely perceives. He's not the actor. He's the audience. She's the actor. And she's dancing on his chest. She who is the most excellent desire of union sits upon the bull of perseverance. So you have Varaki, that Yajna Varaki. She is the excellent desire of union, is Varaki, and she sits upon the bull of the buffalo, the Risha of perseverance. The energy of the rule of the pure, that's Indrani, rides upon the elephant of universal love, Aravat. While the energy that pervades all sits upon the bird of brilliant luster, Garuda. So all the Shaktis of the gods come on the vehicles of the gods, and they appear just as the gods do. Each one is another manifestation of divinity in the form that we request her. One gives us perseverance, one gives us purity and riding on universal love, and another that she pervades all and she illuminates creation. She gives us illumination. The energy of the great seer of all, Maheshwari, it rides upon the bull of discipline, and now she's got this discipline that makes us protect ourselves in every circumstance, no matter where we go out. We'll find out why a little later in the chapter. The ever-pure one is carried by the peacock of beauty, and the goddess of wealth sits upon the lotus of peace, and that's the wealth. She sits on the lotus of peace, and she protects the wealth. The goddess beloved of conscious has a lotus in her hand. Pure white is the form of the goddess, the supreme energy carried by the bull of discipline. The creative energy rides upon the swans of pranayama, of controlled breath, displaying all ornaments. So here we've got all these goddesses riding into the arena of our interaction, all of our confrontations with the various circumstances in life. And they're all with us. Wherever we go, we have an entourage. And they all come on their vehicles, on their bahans, on the bull and the elephant and the lion and the brilliant bird of brilliant luster. And they all come in to our field of interaction. These are all the mothers, all connected in succession in the path of union, displaying various ornaments and various jewels. Just look at them radiating. The goddesses are seen angry and agitated, mounted upon chariots. They're angry and they're agitated because the confrontation is coming towards their devotees. Their children are being perplexed by circumstances of life. And these goddesses come riding into the arena where we're going to interact, and they say, hey, don't exhibit any enmity to my children, my devotees. Hey, creation, we are here to protect the children of devotion. You be nice to my kids. The concha vibrations, the discus of revolving time, the club of articulation, and that's the pronunciation of mantras, various forms of energy, the plow sowing the seeds of dharma, the way of truth to wisdom, the pestle of refinement, the shield of method, the javelin of effort, the battle axe of good actions, the net of unity, the spear of concentration, the trident of harmony, and the excellent bow of determination. Take aim at your goal, make a sankalpa, and let the arrow fly. They display these weapons for the purpose of destroying the bodies of thoughts, to instill fearlessness in devotees, and for the welfare of the gods. Any devotee who is being protected by the goddesses is adding welfare to the gods. So here, the gods are the shining ones. If we're full of devotion and offering our devotion and trying to act with purity and clarity and succinctly, efficiently like sadhus, we are benefactors of the gods. The goddesses will protect us. This is their promise. They are holding all of these weapons. They've got a shield of method, or a javelin of effort. Here, the battle axe of good actions, the net of unity, all of these astra shastras, all of these weapons they are wielding on behalf of the devotees. Do sadhana, kids. Do sadhana. Put forth your effort, and I will protect you with faith, with love, with joy. Do your sadhana. We bow to you, O great fierce one, O great one of dreadful prowess. O you of great strength, of great joy, the great destroyer of fear. We do. We really bow to you. Sincerely, truly, we bow to you. Protect me, O goddess, difficult to perceive. You who increase the fear in our enemies. May the energy of the rule of the pure protect me in the east. In the southeast, the God who is the light of meditation. In the south, the most excellent desire of union. In the southwest, she who wields the sword of worship. In the west, may the energy of the Lord of equilibrium give protection. In the northwest, she who's carried by the deer of enthusiasm. It's not about dispassion. It's about enthusiasm. I want to love you passionately. But please, give me discrimination as to what I should love passionately and remove from me all the misdirected passion. In the north, may the ever-pure one protect. In the northeast, the wielder of the pike of concentration. Above, may the creative energy protect me. And then below, the energy that pervades all. And all the 10 directions may be protected by the slayer of passion and anger. Mounted upon the corpse of the inner consciousness, that's Kali, in the form of Chamunda, who was standing on the chest of Lord Shiva, the witness. Om Aing Ring Kling Chamundai Viche. That Chaitanya, that consciousness is perceiving this Vich. Vich means sambit, that all that is knowable. As Cha, movement. In the munda, in the paradigm of reality, of creation, preservation, transformation, sattva, raja, tama gunas, srishti, sthiti, Lord, all the threes are in constant transformation, and Chamunda is protecting all the 10 directions. In the front, may victory protect me. And may conquest protect me in the rear. On the left side may stand the undefeated one, and on the right the unconquerable. May the luminous one guard the crown of the head, and may the mother of protective energy safeguard residing in the head. May the one who wears the garland protecting the forehead, and in the eyebrows the bearer of welfare. Now remember, this Kavach is also a nyas, because we're establishing these goddesses within. We're calling off the names of the places, and as we go through the body, establish them. And actually, when you recite the Chandi, and when you recite the Devyah Kavach, in the beginning stages, even you can touch those places, because after a while, you'll call out their names in there, you'll feel the sensation. It's just as much a nyas as karanyas. Om eng angus the biangdabo, om ring tarjani biang swam clean abadama biang wasat, om chamundagi anami kabiang hum bi chekanishti kabiang sat, om eng ring clean chamundagi viche karolto kaprishka biang astraya. That's karanyas. And now here we are establishing Sika Byogutini Rache Urbamutni Kapastika Maladari Lalaticha Rubo Rache Yashasni Trinekra Tabumodiana Madyenkan Yamakantatsandasike. May the one who wears the garland protecting the forehead and in the eyebrows the bearer of welfare, the three-eyed one between the eyebrows, and the restrained sound in the nose, and remembering your mantras come out of your nose, half out of your nose and half out of your mouth. We restrain the sound. It comes out where there's a wonderful space. Where if you take from the Muladhara to the Sahasrara is the Shushumna. And go down the Shushumna to the place where the eyes, ears, nose, and mouth connect. Right in here. And that restrained sound is out half from the mouth and half from the nose. And the three-eyed one is between the eyebrows and the restrained sound in the nose. And the bearer of the constant vibration between the eyes. And in the ears, the dweller at the doors. And in the cheeks, may the goddess of time protect. And behind the ears, the energy that causes peace. In the nostrils, excellent scent. And on the upper lip, the sweet taste. On the lower lip, a drop of nectar. And in the tongue, the spirit of all knowledge. What comes from your tongue? All knowledge. May the ever pure one protect the teeth, and in the throat she who tears apart thought. In the uvula, the one a buried sound. And the great measurement of consciousness in the palate. May the goddess who causes love protect the chin. All welfare protect my speech. Please don't let me say stupid things. Save me from myself. The excellent remover of darkness, the neck, the wielder of the bow of determination, the backbone. Please let our backbones demonstrate that the wielder of the bow of determination, we have the determination to sit in a position of attention. In the outer neck, the blue-necked one, that's Shiva. In the throat pipe, the goddess of inspired songs, that's Rima. In the shoulders, may the wielder of the sword of worship protect. And in my arms, she who bears the thunderbolt of illumination. May the energy that bears the staff of discipline protect my hands. And the mother of the universe, the fingers. May the ruler of the trident of harmony protect the nails, and in the abdomen, the ruler of the family. May the great goddess protect my breast, she who destroys all sorrow in the mind. In the heart, the desired goddess, and in the stomach, the bearer of the pike of concentration. May the goddess of love protect the navel, the private part, the ruler of mystical secrets. May purity of desire protect the genital, and she who rides the buffalo of perseverance, the anus. May the supreme goddess protect the hips, in the knees she who resides in knowledge. In the shanks may the great strength protect the granter of all desires. In the ankles, the goddess of courageous fortitude. On the top of the feet, she who is heat and light, tapasi, tejasvi. She who is heat and light. In the toes, may prosperity protect, and in the soles, she who dwells in support. On the nails, she with great tusks or teeth. And she with great hairs, the hair. In the pores of the skin, the energy of wealth, and in the skin, the energy that rules vibrations. May the daughter of spiritual discipline protect my blood, marrow, fat, flesh, bones, and lymph, the entrails, the dark night of overcoming egotism, and the bile, the crown sovereign. Now listen, this is somewhere around 900 BC or 1000 BC, and look at the knowledge of anatomy that they had, and which goddess rules over which portion of the anatomy. Quite remarkable. May the goddess of the lotus of peace protect the lungs, and she with the crest jewel, the phlegm, she with the radiant face, the luster of the nails, and the unbreakable one, all the joints. May the creative energy protect my semen, and the goddess with the supreme umbrella, my shadow. May my ego, mind, and intellect be protected by she who supports the way of truth to wisdom, Dharma Dharini. She supports the ideals of perfection. My ego, my mind, and my intellect. Always may Dharma, she who supports Dharma, may she rule over my ego, my mind, and my intellect, and may you discriminate what comes out. What goes in is not going to give me any trouble, but what comes out is going to create a whole mess. So please, Dharma Dharini, please protect my ego. It comes out, you just want to pop. My mind and my intellect. May she who holds the thunderbolt of illumination in her hands protect my life, welfare, and five vital breaths. Prana, Pana, Tata, Dhyana, Udanam, Chastamanakam. Inhaling, prana. Apana, exhaling. Diffusing means involuntary expulsions. Rising, bringing it up. And equalizing, holding it still. Prana, Pana, Tata, Dhyana, Udanam, Chastamanakam. These 5 vital breaths. Inhalation, exhalation, involuntary expulsion, bringing it up, and holding it still. Taste, form, smell, sound, and feeling. May the goddess of union protect. And may knowledge, action, and desire always be protected by the exposer of consciousness. May the most excellent desire of union protect life, and the energy of that which pervades all protect the way of truth to wisdom. May welfare, repute, prosperity, wealth, knowledge be protected by she who holds the discus of revolving time. Let me hold on to them for a long, long revolution. Or many, many, many revolutions, many moons. We want to hold on to welfare, repute, prosperity, wealth, and knowledge. May the energy of the rule of the pure protect my lineage. And may she who tears apart thought protect my animals. May the great goddess of true wealth protect my children. And the formidable goddess protect my mate. Hey, protect us all, every time, everywhere, in every circumstance. May the goddess of excellent paths protect my path, and the giver of salvation my way. May the great goddess of true wealth protect me at the gates of the royal palace where victory always dwells. Oh, goddess, this is our heirs and omissions clause. Protect all those places not mentioned in this my armor. Oh, you who conquer and destroy all sin. If there's any place other that I forgot to tell you about, because you know I'm just a silly little devotee, and I am prone to making mistakes. If there's any errors or omissions in this kavach, I want you to protect those places too, please. For the welfare of his or her own soul, I like this translator. A person should not take one step without this armor. Hey, for the welfare of his or her own soul, a person should not take one step without this armor. But if he or she always proceeds with the armor, wherever that person goes, there the objectives are accomplished, conquering all desires. Whatever desires one contemplates, he or she attains them without a doubt. A human being becomes equivalent to the supreme sovereign of all. Now, when you remember the goddess, tell me, what do you desire? If you can think of another desire, then you're not remembering the goddess. But if you're remembering the goddess, you have conquered all the other desires. If you remember the goddess in every circumstance, any desire that you have just becomes irrelevant, insignificant. I got her, What do I need with stuff of the world? I mean, the rest of the world is totally insignificant if I can remember you. So please let me remember you. A human being becomes equivalent to the supreme sovereign of all. We become the witness. We become Shiva, watching the dance of nature, dancing on the stage of consciousness. I am not the actor. I am the witness of all action. Nature is acting according to her nature because that's her nature. Act she must, act she will, because that's her nature. If I say, please don't act, I'm going to be in pain. Because act she must, act she will, according to her nature. If I witness the actions of nature, dancing on the stage of consciousness, appreciating the Divine Mother in her every movement, her every form, I become the witness. As soon as I say, don't change, I like it this way, I have so much ego and attachment, I'm bound to suffer pain. Unafraid, a mortal conquers and is undefeated in any encounter. The human who proceeds, and that boys and girls, the human who proceeds with this armor becomes worthy of worship in the three worlds. This is the armor of the goddess, which is difficult for even the gods. It's a hard thing to remember. The goddess lives in every place in my body all the time. Even the gods have trouble to remember. Whoever will constantly make its recitation at the 3 times of prayer with faith and self-control, 3 sandhyas, that's early in the morning. The sandhya means junction. So there are 3 sandhyas, and for Sri Vidya meditators, there are 4 sandhyas. The junction between night and day, which is called morning. The junction between the morning and the afternoon, which is called midday. The junction between the day and the night, which is called evening. Those are the 3 sandhyas. And the 4th sandhya, which all Sri Vidya meditators will want to observe, is midnight, when the night moves into the morning. 4 sandhyas. Whoever will constantly make its recitation at the 3 times of prayer with faith and self-control will assume the brilliance of the goddess and become unconquerable in the 3 worlds. His or her life will last 100 years, and death will be from natural causes. All maladies will be destroyed, even those arising from infectious cuts and eruptions. All types of poisons will be rendered ineffective, even the poison that comes in your ears. All spells, mantras, amulets in existence, or those who move on the earth, or those who move in the air, or those born in the water, or those counseled by others, or those born by themselves, or born in a family, those wearing a garland, those who feed on flesh, those who feed on vegetables, or those terrible beings of great strength who move in the atmosphere, or spirits of the planets, heavenly nymphs, celestial minstrels, demons, those proud of learning, goblins, demons, causing disease, terrifying ones, all perish at the sight of one in whose heart resides this armor. There ain't nobody can move her from her center. No one in the 3 worlds, no demon, no spell, no mantra, no weapon, nobody will move her from her center. And that's why her name is Shri. His or her respect with superiors will rise, and the aura of light will have excellent increase. Welfare will grow, and the fame of that person will spread throughout the world. First, one should perform this armor. Read the Kavach. Put on this pseudo-armor, and then recite the 700 verses of the Chandi pot. So long as the hills and forests of trees last upon this earth, the descendants of sons and grandsons of that individual will remain. The children of knowledge will continue the knowledge. At the end of the earthly body, with the blessing of the great measurement of consciousness, that's the Mahamaya, the supreme goddess, who we are worshiping here, that individual will attain the supreme station, which is difficult even for gods to attain. Become a true devotee. A true devotee. Even the gods have trouble becoming true devotees. They may shine, they may have mystical powers, but to be a devotee, that's an attainment. That person will attain the ultimate form of goodness and enjoy perfect bliss. Om. And this is the armor of the goddess. Let's see if we have just a few minutes for a couple of questions.
Chandi, in verse 43,
yes,
it talks about proceeding with the armor. What does it mean when you proceed with the armor? Does it mean we read the Kavach? What more?
What more? You wear the Kavach, you imbibe the Kavach, you internalize the Kavach, you are protected by the Kavach, and now you proceed with the faith that Goddess is with you. And look at how I'm proceeding with an army of goddesses riding on their vehicles. Here I am going to negotiate with whoever I'm going to negotiate, whatever circumstances confront us in life. And I'm not alone. I'm walking into the office to negotiate along with an army of goddesses riding on vehicles, well armed, armed to the teeth, dressed to the tens, and ready to conquer all that confronts me on behalf of the devotee. And that's what it means to proceed with the armor. Are there other questions?
41.
Yes.
May the goddess of excellent paths protect my path, and the giver of the salvation my way. The great goddess of true wealth, protect me at the gate to the royal palace where victory always dwells. Now, what is that word?
Do you remember when we established our yantra and we took this journey and we went first to the ocean of purity, and then in the middle of the ocean of purity was the island of jewels, and on the island of jewels was the palace, the royal palace of the goddess where victory always dwells. And then we went into the courtyard of the palace and we found there was a tree which gave forth the fulfillment of all desires. And just beyond the tree was the dais, filled with jewels and gems. The gems of wisdom, the gems of devotion. And upon the dais was a throne, Ratna Singhasan, and it was covered by jewels and gems. And on the throne sits the goddess. And that is the royal palace. And every morning I walk down to the gate at the Devi Mandir and I sing Rajadwari Mahalakshmi Vijaya Sarvatastita, because I want her to protect the gate to our royal palace where victory always dwells. Discriminate, Mother, who should leave this place, for what purpose, and also discriminate who should come in. And make sure the right people come and the right people stay. Please. So that's the gate to the royal palace. Wherever your royal palace is, that's where we should recite this mantra and protect that gate. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.